Yeah, how's it going, guys? It's Richie Unicorn Call here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We are back. I haven't made a video today, I guess, in a little bit. I was watching the Battlefield 6 gameplay reveal trailer, and it was really good. It was really fun. Fun event. I'm glad everybody had fun with it. All right, let's talk a little bit about YouTube and a little bit of Wizard101 because something big is happening out on YouTube. So, starting at least, rolling out soon in the United States, YouTube is rolling out AI in the US to detect if users are actually under 18. It ignores the stated age and applies restrictions to users it suspects are teens. YouTube will use the AI to estimate users' age based on behavior and account data. So yeah, good luck with that. I don't know if this will really do much of a big impact. I mean, usually AI will do a lot of like incorrect statements and just a lot of like misinformation and just overall errors. So we'll see how this goes, but probably for me, it's, just in general, it's a bad idea. But hey, I know a lot of some of y'all out there like, Richard, AI is the future. You should learn to love it. And I'm just sitting here like, I don't know about that, Chief. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. Anyway, going on from over here, KI recently had the little game update yesterday, or at least early this morning, or a maintenance for Wizard101 NA. Wizard101 EU will also be restarted, blah, 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 blah. And this actually added in a few spoilers, which we'll talk about later on in the video. But right now, we're just kind of focusing on the main news. But there really hasn't been much news lately happening with Wiz besides the leaks and the Datamine stuff. In terms of Wizard101 on console, I still have not heard much from that. And like I said, I really would be surprised if that game is fully going to be launched this year. I just do not see it happening this year at all. And over here, KI Live has also been postponed this week, so there's no KI Live at all. And yeah, I guess we just wait and see what happens. I don't know if they're gonna do it next month or what, but there is no KI Live. So there you go. And typically when they cancel a KI Live, there's always like some controversy going on or whatever. But no, just according to the community manager, it just says, streaming renovations and upgrades and giving their team some time to focus on the upcoming updates for Wizard101 and Power101, which is really good. And I feel like KI kind of obligates themselves to do a KI Live. And I'm just going to be straight up honest. I kind of don't care for the KI Lives, at least not now, at least, as an adult. I think that, back in the day they were cute and all, but I feel like they don't have to, like, obligate themselves to do it, like, every single month. I would be fine if they did it, like, only a couple months in, especially if you really don't have much to talk about. I mean, you already talked about the Aquila Chronicle update, and that has its own fair share of issues, including the whole drop rate situation with the whole, spellments, which I heard barely improved. So yeah, there's always a plethora of issues, and of course Scion spellments, which actually also got updated in this update, which we're gonna talk about soon. But again, nothing is really happening. Let's carry on with the news. They have the Outback's Adventures bundle available in the online cart, so you can get this on the website. You don't have to go to GameStop. Perfect. Make sure to check it out because it's a pretty cool bundle. Over here, just a reminder about Yuletide in July. Pretty much tomorrow is going to be the last day for that because today is July 31st or whenever you're watching this. So if you need any packs or pets, do it now because this kind of wrapped up fast. I don't know. Did anybody feel like time is going fast a little bit? I don't know, but type in Frosty July. This is your last chance to get this free code. So get that free code and get yourself a free item. Your last chance to do that. Aquila Chronicle pack. Again, last day for a free pack. If you type in the code word Gorgon, there you go. Again, last day for that, or whenever you're watching this. Again, apologies for a late video. I was just super tired today. And also watching Battlefield 6. Dahlia's Famia's birthday bash is also wrapping up as well. So hopefully you already got that done as well. So make sure you do that. And then over here, we got some Party 101 news. Over here, test room is now officially closed. Thank you to everyone who participated at this time. There are no plans to reopen this update. Blah, 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 blah. They actually had this Party 101 test room up for a little bit longer than I expected. You know, usually they like to give it 1 week and then close it down. But they actually took their time with it, which is really good. And hopefully Wizard101 may take some notes, as the legendary Ice Gold PvP would say. Because we really don't get these long length test realms anymore, and usually what happens is that we get an update and the update usually just comes out a mess, unfortunately. And I think that's why I'm not as hyped with the leaks. Like I mean, I think the Datamine stuff is cool and all, but it's like, I don't know, it's like I'm not as hyped as I was initially when I saw the teaser now, because I'm like, okay, this is going to be a cool little update. We're going to get Darkmoor, like, cool. But then again, these updates always come with a lot of problems. Like, there really is a lot of problems with this game. It kind of gets to the point where it's, like, a little concerning. Like, hey, like, what's going on in the office? Like, you know. But yeah, hopefully Party 101 players enjoy that update whenever that comes to live realm. Okay, so now that we wrapped it up for Wizard101 news and just the other stuff that there's always tons of stuff in the crown shop for you guys to spend money on, let's talk about the Datamine stuff for the future world, which is Darkmoor. Now, I'm giving you guys a fair warning that if you're not a big fan of spoilers or Datamine content, you can leave the video now, or we can talk about it and look at some pretty cool stuff. Now, another reminder that some of the stuff is unfinished, just a FYI. A lot of people are kind of already pissed off already, I know, right? At least with the main hub of the area. But yeah, just a reminder that it is going to be dark. As my baby sister shuts off all the lights. Anyway, Ammoplex says, incoming massive leaks for the Darkmoor Fall update. Today's live round patch carries a lot of internal goodies with it. The most we've ever seen leaked before an update's release. So, I'm giving y'all one last chance. This is your time to leave the video. I know how people feel about spoilers and Datamine stuff. I am giving y'all some time. And if that's it, I guess we're going to start. So here we go. Here are your Datamine stuff. And first things first, it starts off with, oh god, I got to scroll back up. Ugh. Gotta scroll up all the Pirate 101 stuff. Ugh. No, I'm just kidding. We love Pirate 101. Oh my gosh, I gotta go all the way down. I had it saved up here. There we go. Okay, so first spoiler, or at least Datamine part, is actually a new zone. This is in the Arcanum, and these are in the lower decks. So it looks like we'll be exploring a little bit more of the Arcanum, and it looks like we have a little, it looks like a little spiral rift area. I don't know, like a rip in fabric of reality? I don't know. It's giving me kind of a creepy vibe, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of the Arcanum lower decks. It's definitely giving creepy vibes. So we'll definitely have to do something with that rift area. Looks pretty cool. Honestly, it's really cool to see the Arcanum come back. I like that. And then over here, I think we have some more Arcanum zones as well. There's going to be a lot of Arcanum zones that we're going to have to be walking through. This is the Power Core room, which I would imagine is the source of the Arcanum ship, which looks pretty cool. Yeah, this whole area is cool. The Arcanum always has, like, such a nice attire to it. Not attire, but just, I don't know, aesthetic. You know, the aesthetic of it is very pretty. Crystals around here. I don't know, maybe in the future, could the crystals or the core of the Arcanum be in danger? I hope not, because that would suck. And then over here, this is another part of the zone. Pretty cool stuff. It's cool. I like it. It's pretty cool. Alright. And then up here, we have, again, another Arcanum zone over here. This is called, wait, what was it called? It is the Cursed Repository. I'll also move my face because I know I get comments a lot. Be like, Richard, move your big fat face. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, don't be mean to me. There, it's gone. Jeez. But yeah, this is the Cursed Repository. Again, in the Arcanum, looks pretty cool. We're seeing a lot of items here. I'll let you guys do your own little analysis, a breakdown if you want to analyze all these items. It looks like from multiple worlds. Wait, is that Old Cobb's crane? No, not Old Cobb's. That's a cane. We see a bear statue over there. This is actually really interesting. Something I think Azteca themed up there. Beware, everything in this repository is whiffed, cursed. Wait. Oh, wait, second. Hang on. Beware, everything in this repository is either cursed or haunted. Do not touch anything. Oh, so these are cursed items. Oh, interesting. So these are all cursed items. So I guess we're not allowed to really touch anything in here, but I'm sure the wizard will touch something. Danger, do not touch, and it shows a painting. Oh, this is kind of spooky. Okay. Yeah, and I'm seeing something from, like, I think Crocotopia. And I'm noticing a spider web, so I'm guessing this place hasn't been active in a very long time. And considering this is going to be in probably the lower decks of the Arcanum, I'm guessing that it's almost kind of abandoned in a sense. But it is interesting to see how all these items may be cursed or bewitched or something like that, you know? That's actually pretty cool. What is that? It looks like a statue from like Aquila or something. I see a little ukulele or whatever it was called, the lute. I think that's what it was called, the lute from like Avalon. This is actually pretty interesting. And then there's also this. And this is the cane. Oh, this is a book of Darkmoor. Yeah, that's Darkmoor. I can't read the text, but that's a book about Darkmoor. Oh, interesting. I wonder if we'll have to do like a certain ritual in order to like get to wherever that, I guess, Velma is going to take us, or whose ever home this is. That is pretty cool. I like that. I'm definitely curious. I know a lot of people don't really like reused assets or whatever, but I just want to say, like, I'm super excited. Mainly for the lore. Actually, wait, can I just click on the image? There we go. And this is the, whatchamacallit, the bridge. So this is where they basically fly us everywhere, I assume. It looks pretty. Again, it's just, the Arcanum itself, it's just gorgeous. I might actually live stream the Arcanum, not gonna lie. It's gorgeous. Look at this. This would be like a cool little thumbnail, honestly. I can see a lot of like WizTubers doing their thumbnails with this. This is gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. I love it. And like I said, some of this stuff is either unfinished or it's still a work in progress. So again, do take these leaks and Datamine stuff with a grain of salt. But in reality, most of this stuff is probably going to be seeing what you see in the final product. Which one is this one? This is life support. So this area is called life support. Okay. Pretty interesting stuff. It's like a little chain command area. Seeing the control pad. Seeing all the magic. And I'm seeing a ladder. I'm guessing this ladder might take you to the lower decks of the Arcanum, probably. It is really cool that we're exploring a little bit more of the Arcanum. And then over here we have the Windigene Womb, or however you pronounce that. Apologies, my English is terrible. This is cool. Another crystal in the core. You know, I can see this kind of like being like a really cool like castle. You know what I'm saying? Like this would make for like a really interesting castle. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would love to decorate in this area or in this place. This is cool. Yeah, these crystals I'm guessing are the main core features of the Arcanum. I am interested if we're ever gonna find a villain that like targets these crystals, and then the whole Arcanum is like in like, I wouldn't say ruin, but in trouble. And now we finally have our first Darkmoor zone. This is the student house, which looks very, very spooky. Lots of spider webs. Very dark and gloomy atmosphere. I'm seeing some blue lit candle flames. Pretty cool. Oh, those skeletons. Oh, that's not. That's an actual skeleton. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that's not Well, I don't know how the YouTube AI is going to detect that as child friendly, but oh my, that is okay. Um, well, let's just say that the previous residents are no more. Okay. Yeah. Cool. And now this is where we get to the controversial stuff, and this is talking about the main hub area of Darkmoor. I think this is part of a thread, so let me actually scroll up. So it says, welcome to the world of Darkmoor. This hub zone is called the Outsiders Camp. Other major zones include, order should be loosely correct, Graveholm, Mortal Plain, Howling Lands, Black Lagoon, and Scholomance, if I pronounced that right. Note that this is still in development and not finished, quote unquote. And this is when it gets a little bit concerning with a lot of people. And again, this is just the main hub and it's still a work in progress. I get that a lot of people didn't really appreciate the reused assets, which were kind of like, you know, normal to, especially back in Mirage and Lemuria and blah, blah, blah. I don't really care much about, like, the art design of whatever they want to do. I really could care less. It looks pretty cool. We got Velma over here looking absolutely fantastic. She's the shadow school teacher from the Arcanum. We got the World Gate here. Looks pretty nice. You know, it's I love how it's kind of like on a wheelbarrow or like they just slap the World Gate there and be like, here. It does look small though. It does look small for a hub area. But I do want to take a look at the aesthetic. We're seeing, again, the campsite. Seeing a little campfire. I think it's supposed to be designed small, quite honestly, because you're kind of just camping out at Darkmoor in a sense. I would be okay with this being a main hub. I know a lot of people said like it looks garbage, but like it's cute. It's giving a little campfire, like it's giving camping vibes. I kind of like it. And I'm sure all of these other, whatchamacallit, all these other cabins or whatever are probably going to be like you can enter it or they'll have like other NPCs. I see Prospector Zeke in the back there looking fabulous as always, probably prompting that we will most likely get another Zeke quest. And then we got this table over here, which apparently this treasure card table is in a reference to Pirate 101, if I'm not mistaken. You'll have to ask, what was his name? Jason. You'll have to ask Jason about that. But this is pretty cool. I think it's cute. But like I said, a lot of people thought that, you know, reused assets over and over again. We've seen this before. It's giving like a little throwback vibe to me, you know? I don't know. The reused assets, like back in Mirage and stuff, that never really bothered me because, again, I just don't really care about whatever art direction they want to go into. And again, it is still unfinished, but, you know, most likely I don't really know what else they could literally do. I mean, put a tree right there. I mean, it's not... I don't know what else they could possibly do to make this any more appealing to people. Like, I really don't know. I don't think there really is anything. I think that's just going to be one of those days where you just got to suck it up, man. But yeah, that is the Darkmoor hub area, which is the Outsiders Retreat. And then those are the Darkmoor quest titles. Now, that's something that we're actually not going to touch upon because I actually do want to just, you know, do those on my own time. But again, if you did, you can go to @Moplex on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and you can check those out yourself. But I'm not going to check those out because I don't really care for those. Over here, now, I don't think this is going to be like a test run thing. I think this is actually in the game right now. So, in response to the still yet to be fixed Scion Bug, the UI has been disabled for it as a temporary measure. So, if you guys don't remember, or I'm pretty sure you guys do remember because we talk about it all the time, but the Scion Spellments have been an issue for literally months. It's pretty much, I would have to say, on the same scale as Portal Apparel, where they just keep trying stuff and literally nothing ever works with it. And pretty much when you upgrade it or when you reset it, apparently it like wipes your spellments or whatever. Something silly like that. And personally, I don't know much about it because I don't even have Scion of Life spellments to begin with, because I don't know. I just think Scion of Life is garbage. Even the new one they made with like the damage, I think it's just generally garbage. But anyway, it looks like they just disabled it completely. And this is only for the Scion spellments. All the other spellments are fine, but you can't do it for the Scion spellments. Actually, let me check. Let me check my spellments out real quick, and let me just see if this is actually in game right now. Yep, it's disabled. Yep. Open spell writing tiers due to a persistent problem with upgrading and resetting Scion spells. This user interface has been temporarily disabled. Yeah, they completely disabled it. You can't upgrade it. You can't reset it at all. It's just, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's the thing. It's in-game right now. Check it out for yourselves. But, yeah, you can't upgrade or do anything with your Scion spellments at the moment. I mean, you could probably still farm for Scion spellments, but there's just, like, nothing you can do about it. Which kind of sucks because we did the Double Fire Vanguard raid. And that requires at least one of the fires to have Fire Scion. And, you know, that's hard because ever since they kind of, like, we worked it, it's kind of just been broken ever since. So only a few people that are lucky enough have the bottom path, which is really good. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a problem for a lot of people. And oh, wait a second, what about wait a second, that might I mean, you could use pets that have the will cast, like Bernie's Rage or like Rain of Torrents or whatever, but I don't know. That's yeah, they really gotta fix this, man. I mean, just revert it. I would just say revert this, because it's like ever since they've introduced the new ones, it just doesn't work. I don't know. You know, KI gets very weird about some of these like bugs and glitches and updates they do. It's like they don't really want to revert anything. It's either they just kind of take it out of the game or just kind of let it be. I think there's one of the things where they're just gonna have to let it be, and it might take a couple test realms here and there to actually figure it out. I really do think that this is probably going to be another Portal Apparel situation where it's just not going to be fixed. And I don't know if it's like the coding or if it's just the game is just getting older and older. Like, I really don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure their birthday is about to come up, what, like 18th birthday or something like that, but I don't know, man. I really think it's just worth just reverting the change. I don't know. I think it's just like with all this trouble, I just think it's just not worth it, in my opinion, but to each their own. I'm not a game developer. To each their own. New Darkmoor NPC and mob names we're also going to skip that as well. Any pace bin that we see we're probably going to skip. And they're also adding new badges for some of the raids. You can earn all the badges for the Void raid, the Crying Sky raid, the Cabal's raid as well. I see they didn't add one for the the Lemuria raid, so I'm assuming that the Lemuria raid already has one. The problem I have about some of these badges and some of these raid badges and just in general badges, you know, they added in the ability to earn rewards from them, which is really cool. I like that. I don't know what would be a really good reward for earning all the badges for some of these raids, because it's definitely not an easy thing to do. For starters, the raids are guild locked. Like, you have to join the guild and you have to go through that little social process, and that takes a lot of resources to make those raid keys. Join a roster that benefits your own time. Make sure everybody is vibing with each other, and make sure nobody reports each other mid-raid or has a tantrum or anything like that. Raiding is definitely hard. So I would say if they're going to make badges just now, especially for now, I don't know. I definitely would want to see something at least really good, you know, as a reward. And the funny thing about the Void Raid is they actually had one of the badges bugged for like the longest time ever. It was actually on the mana drums. And it took them like a year to fix that. I don't know, man. It's just like, You just gotta get on top of some of these bugs and glitches, my guy. Can't be wasting everybody's time. Like, I've done the raid like 50 plus times. And that was just one of the badges that I couldn't get because, oh, it was bugged. Like, I'm just tired of the bugs and glitches, man. It gets kind of annoying. But, again, to each their own. Hopefully you badge completionists will have fun with that. Now, over here we got a combat effect, which is pretty interesting. This is the Shadow Backlash, and it says likely unfinished. And this is what the animation basically looks like. There's no sound for it or anything. It looks pretty interesting. We don't know if we're getting more shadow spells or not. I have no idea, so make your own assumptions for this. I mean, Darkmoor is kind of shadow themed, so it would kind of be cool to have more shadow spells of some sort. But again, to each their own. Now, it could also mean that maybe they're kind of remaking some of the old school shadow spells. Like, if we have a return of some of these shadow polymorphs, like Shadow Sentinel. I always love Shadow Sentinel. It's like one of my favorite, shadow transformations. Like, if they're thinking of a way to kind of rework them, that would be pretty cool, and I might use them a little bit more, because I don't use them now. They kind of made Backlash a little weird, and I feel like as of right now, as a level 170, there isn't really much of a reason to use some of those, shadow polymorphs. Like, for example, like Shadow Sentinel, right? If they were somehow to rework it, instead of the 10% intercept, I can actually show you right now. Hang on, let me switch screens. And I'll show you why. If they were, I'm just saying, if they were to remake them, I would want Shadow Sentinel, instead of intercept a minus 10% incoming, maybe make this adjustable to the player, so that maybe the player can adjust it to maybe like 50%. I think that would be pretty cool, Then if you have a really good tank on your team, especially with high resist, you can intercept all that damage. Like, the minus 10 isn't bad, but I think as of right now, minus 10 doesn't really do much, A little bit same thing with Shadow Seraph. Those absorb shields on heals don't really mean stuff. And I'm not saying make it completely busted and broken to the point where, oh, it's going to break the game. Like, no. And honestly, if they are thinking about doing that, but it causes them too many issues, then I rather them just leave it alone. Like the same situation with the whole Scions and, the Scion spellments and whatnot. Like, if the issue is that too hard to code into the game, then just don't do it. I don't know what they're planning on doing, but I hope it's not that. Because, whenever they try to do something, it usually goes on fire. Okay, going over from over here, we have a new pack that's going to be incoming, which is probably going to be for Halloween. This is the Creepy Tea Party Horde pack. And, yeah, it looks pretty creepy at all. That is a teapot with fingers as legs. That is, that's awesome. So, yeah, you guys have fun with that one. I can't wait to see all the pack openings. And then over here, we have the Creepy Tea Party Horde pack gear visual, which is not creepy, but also pretty awesome. I will just say, I'm not gonna lie, it's giving. I don't know why the wand kind of reminds me of Balatro, the little poker game or something like that. It's giving a little bit of Alice in Wonderland as well, and just overall, the gear looks fantastic. Yo, whoever is their gear designer, though, I will say, we have to give them props. Like, I know I said in the beginning they don't really care about the art direction that they want to do, but the costume direction lately, it's been kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie, like, I can see a lot of people, opening up packs to get this. I like it. I absolutely love it. And I think a lot of people will love it even more once they get their hands on it. We have the cosmetic set with the marching band conductor. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, I can see a few people wearing this. Of course, it got the little Wizard101 logo on it, I don't know why it always bothers me whenever they put, like, the logo on some of, like, the gear. I don't know, it just makes me not like the gear anymore. I'm like, oh, it got something on the back. like if you could just peel this off, just peel this off a little bit, maybe put it on a shoe or something. Anyways, it looks pretty cool. I am also curious if this could be dyed. Like, could we change the color with this? I don't know. I know the color wheel has usually been another hot topic for them as well. It looks like we got the Prospector's equipment, which you can basically look like Prospectors, which is absolutely fantastic. That is cute. It even comes with a backpack. I love it. That is adorable. We also got the cosmetic wand, the Violet Roller, which is literally just from the Liches and Legends Gauntlet. They literally just changed its color, so there you go. And yes, that is what it looks like in person. It's super small. Lately, whenever it comes to like these one-handed wands, I've noticed that they have become like super duper small to the point where sometimes you don't even want to use it. So, I don't know. Change up the size to some of these, and maybe I'll think about it. Over here, we're getting a new pet. This is the Little Blobby. Little Blobby. That's the name of the pet, and he it looks cute. I don't know what he is. He's adorable. They're adorable, and it looks like faint. Now again, some of this stuff is unfinished. A lot of stuff could change, so take it with a grain of salt. But it comes with faint, and that looks pretty cool. I've always wanted another pet that comes with faint. That would be pretty cool to have. Pretty cool stuff right there. And we're also getting another pet. This is the Quarion, however you pronounce that. I apologize. You guys in the comments can correct me. Grammar police, grammar police. Pretty cool. Another bird pet. I already know Jen. I can't wait for Jen to get this one. Oh, man. Seraph Gambit. Okay. Not too bad. Sacred Charge, bottom path. Okay. It's cute. It's a nice little cute life pet. I don't really care much about the pet towns, though. Design-wise, it looks pretty cool. We really do need pet stitching. I really feel like we really do need pet stitching, you know? Anybody remember that one survey they did where, like, on Google Forms saying, like, what's your favorite pet? You know, and they just kind of, like, never did anything with that. Suspicious, suspicious. Oh, over here, another pet Party Lumi. Okay, this is cute. He's got a little birthday hat. That is adorable. I love the Lumi pets. The Lumi pets are so adorable. And it comes with a Dragon Blade. Okay, plus 30%. Nice. And it comes with Stabilize. Also pretty nice. That's a cute little pet. That's adorable. Honestly, I like that pet. Now, this could be for their upcoming birthday. Again, I don't know. This is all speculation. Calm down. Pretty cool. Alright, now let's go over, because I think we're almost done. We got the Hover Buddy. Now, this is part of the Technomancer set. And this pet looks absolutely adorable. And I honestly cannot wait for this bundle because the design of it is pretty cute. And also the pet is cute. Look at how adorable. Look at him. So adorable. Now this one is pretty interesting because it comes with a new spell, the Technomancer Aegis. Now you can basically do a minus 60% on... Oh, wait a second. I thought this was an enchantment. Hang on. This will give you a minus 60% shield of any school. Or wait, is it... Wait a second. Wait a second. I've seen this in game. What does that symbol mean? Hang on. What does that symbol mean? Oh, wait, do I have a spell that has that symbol? I don't think so. Chromatic, that's what it was. I was thinking chromatic. So it gives you a minus 60% chromatic shield, and I'm guessing that's based off your own school potential, question mark? Interesting. That might be a pretty... And it's for 0 pips. That might be actually a really cool, like, spell to use. I just don't know, like, what shield it would give you. It looks like it might just give you any type of, like, random shield based on potentially your own school, but that is pretty cool. I think a lot of people might actually run this pet, honestly. That's pretty cool. Could definitely see this pet being useful for some builds. I wouldn't say for raids, but that's pretty cool. Over here, we got the Creepy Tea Party Horde pack. The Oh my gosh, that is amazing. That is a wow. Oh my, that's a terrifying pet. That is terrifying. I love it. This is the balanced Twilight Rabbit. It comes with Clockwork Spider. Again, this is all unfinished. But the death one comes with Dark Pact. Ooh. That might actually be pretty cool. You know, I'm always looking for more pets that have the Dark Pact spell. That might actually be worth trying to get. Pretty cool stuff. Especially if you don't have the Deadly Null Dragon or just any other pet in general, but I don't think I've really seen a lot of pets have the Dark Pact spell as a card. That's pretty cool. Over here, we got Tempest. Don't care about. This is a 100% Tempest. Actually, I do care about that. That might be good for low leveling. Don't care about the 25% Dark Wind. I do wish it was the 35% Dark Wind, because that's usually used for raids. But don't care about the 25%. Now, KI, if you boost this up to 35%, we have a deal. But until then, I'm going to skip. But that's pretty cool. I really do like these pets. Primarily, the item cards are pretty interesting. So make sure to check out these pets whenever they do release, which probably around October. We got the Scroll of Fortune visual for fall 2025. Hopefully you people that farm for these or do these have fun with that. That's pretty cool. And then over here we got some Darkmoor characters. Gargoyle Male. Okay. Oh. Ooh, he looks kind of cool. Now he's a gargoyle. So I don't think you'll be able to use Monstrology on him unless there is a gargoyle extract? I don't think there is. I don't think there is. Wait a second. What did they do to Wait. Did they do something to Monstrology? Why do I feel like something's off? Huh. They put the no PvP sign on the Monstrology card, which I understand. I hope it... Wait. Hang on, guys. Let me just check something real quick. Hang on. I have to turn on my light for this. Hang on. I feel like something's off. And I saw something on Twitter talking about, like, Monstrology for some reason, but I just want to double check. I would want to double check. I really hope that doesn't mess up the rate. Hang on. Players express worries about the reach. Wait, no. Let me see. I'm just scrolling down. Hang on. Sorry, but just give me a minute. Hang on. Player talks about the balancing changes. Blah, 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 blah. Wait. Where is the Monstrology? I saw something about Monstrology. Hang on. I'll share my screen with y'all. Hang on. Now, this is the Wizard101 dev messages account ran by Court. They basically kind of just look at the Discord and kind of just break down everything. I saw something about Monstrology extract cards. Player asked what's the solution to the current meta. What? Dude, I saw something about Monstrology. Raid housing dress. Let me just go look at this. Monstrology? Okay, where is that at? About housing guests. Let me type in Dex. Sorry for this brief interruption. Dude, I saw that somewhere. I'm not going crazy. No, I'm spending my whole day looking for this. There was a mention in the Wizard101 Discord about the whole monstrosity thing. I'll explain it to you guys now. Basically, there's a trick. I don't know if it's a glitch or not. But basically, there's a trick, and what you do in Raid is that you pretty much fill up your entire deck with monstrosity cards. And this way, you maintain a decent amount of Arc Mastery. So, I'll show you right now. Basically, where's my Raid deck? Yeah, this is my one Raid deck right here. And basically, you may... Wait. I hope they didn't change it. Oh my god. I think they changed it. That used to be at 100% efficiency. Oh my god. Oh my god. How are you supposed to get Arc Mastery pips? Oh my god. Did they change that in the patch? Or am I just tweaking? Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm actually kind of freaking out. What? Why would they do that? What? I found it. Oh my god. Player asks what the intended strategy for the raid was, if not having them use deck/monstrosity cheeses. I think it is pretty clear that filling your deck with a card that you know won't show up in the game, Arc Mastery, to gain Arc Mastery is not the intended strategy of the raid. Sure, but I want to know what the intended solution from the dev's perspective is for the Ghastly Conspiracy. Do you want us to run 64 card decks and hope we get lucky turn 1? Because the alternatives are Monstrosity Cheese or Starter Deck Cheese. Oh my god. Oh. Well, that just kind of ruins a lot of stuff. So if I'm not losing my mind... Wow, okay. Wow, I'm not the biggest fan of that. Yikes. So, this is all useless. Oh, no. That is not, okay. So wait, what is the solution to that? Would you just run like a really like low level deck? No, that's not fun. Because now doesn't that just kill Arc Mastery and raids? Oh my god. Yeah, dude, it might have to be like what the player said. Just stack your deck and just hope for the best, man. Wow. Oh no. That is not good. That might mess up a few strategies, especially for the Ghastly Conspiracy raid. So if I'm seeing, if what I'm seeing is true, and I mean, we have a raid tomorrow. We're running the Void tomorrow. So if what I'm seeing is true and we can't gain like the Arc Mastery again. It's dude. Oh my god. See, this is why playing this game, dude, it messes with you. It messes with you. I want full confirmation if they did do something with that, though. I think they did, and I knew something was off about the Monstrology cards because I saw, like, I don't know if the PvP ban was already there initially or what. Like, something threw me off about it. Like, I just felt something was off. So I don't know if what I'm reading is correct. I hope it's not. I really hope I'm wrong in this because, again, it is a good way to gain Arc Mastery pips, but without this, Arc Mastery is pretty much universally dead. And how are you gonna kill Ghastly? Wait, no, no. Wait, that doesn't even make logical sense. Because what would you do at the Ghastly fight? You need to generate Arc Mastery pips. So, okay, so if what they did is true, what I would have to do is just put a bunch of random stuff in this deck. Like, no, see, like, yeah, and then the PV, yeah, then it's gonna go up. See, like, this is why I hate Arc Mastery, man, in this game. Like, dude, come on. This is just dumb. Oh, well, I came and put Rataska, that's banned. No, this is dumb. This is just dumb. That's dumb. That is dumb. That's dumb. Oh, that's dumb. I'm sorry, that's just dumb. You got, God. You know, there's no point of getting this frustrated over it because I know the devs don't want to hear it. They don't, so I don't want to hear their own reasons for it. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Let's keep this going. Good God, I'm already frustrated, dude. Female gargoyle. These are the new gargoyle mobs for Darkmoor. Pretty cool stuff. Or these might be like mobs and NPCs. Pretty cool stuff. I'm not even in the mood to do the rest of the leaks, man. But we're almost done. Darkmoor character, the werewolf, however you pronounce that. Pretty cool. The design of it is pretty cool. Sorry, y'all. I'm just like, that actually kind of made me frustrated a little bit. Pretty cool. Another cool design. What character's name is this? Werewolf Lloyd. Okay. Dang, I'm not excited about this update now. Darkmoor quest text. We're not gonna read that. Arcanum Zone. This is the energy corridor, and this is heavily unfinished. So, pretty cool stuff. Oh man, dude, that. Oh, dude, that. And that's all the leaks. That's all the leaks there is, dude. Oh my god, that really does irk me. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't have my... I apologize. I did not have my thing. So let me go back all the way back. I'll do it super fast. So this is the gargoyle female. I'm so sorry, guys. I just... Oof. That just threw me off completely. And this is the Darkmoor character werewolf. So we'll probably see these characters, whether they're mobs or NPCs. We'll probably see them in the game itself. And then we have the werewolf. This is the werewolf Lloyd. It looks like the werewolf might be one of the main characters in the game. So it looks like we'll be seeing werewolves and gargoyles. And then this is the Arcanum Energy Corridor, which is still a work in progress. Okay, now that's all the leaks. Oh, dude, that actually kind of like made, I'm not the biggest fan of that. Like, that kind of just ruined my whole vibe because the thing is, though, here's the thing, like, I'm fine with, like, I'm not fine with it. Because if they really, I don't know, do they really want you to just run, let me go to my Vanguard deck real quick. I just don't, I'm trying to understand. Like, I'm just trying to understand because there has to be, like, I'm just trying to understand. Let me go to my Vanguard set. I'm trying to understand, like, okay, like, where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying? Where do we go from here? So, in order to get PvP power orb efficiency, right? You have to basically fill up your deck because it's measured on your decks. The problem is that if you're not maintaining 100%, then you don't have a higher chance of getting that that orb, that whatchamacallit, that Arc Mastery orb. So if they're saying, all right, just fill up your deck, even if I was going to fill this up with nothing but buffs, what if I don't get, how about that? How about I just do that? Elemental Blade, Elemental Spear, Elemental Trap, Energy Attenuate, Windstorm, Storm Trap, Storm Spear. Oh my god, it just, Energy Blade. It just looks so bad. I don't like that. I really don't. We'll put in Steel Pip. Donate pips. Oh my goodness. Oh, yo, I'm actually debating if I want to raid tomorrow because of this. I'm debating that. Reshuffle. I'm debating that. And personally for me, I actually like large decks whenever I'm doing like, regular mainline quests and stuff like that. That's what me and my old crew used to do. We used to stack our decks up all the time. But whenever it comes to raids, raids are very crucial because you're on a time limit. So you don't have time to be plucking. I guess what you could do is just use treasure cards. But even then, you need certain treasure cards. Oh my gosh. I don't like this. If what I'm reading is true and what I'm seeing, then I don't like that. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that, dude. That kinda... And there's no point of healing because every time I heal, one of the bosses has a heal cheat. So what's the point? Yeah, no, I don't like that. They gotta switch that up. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the raid tomorrow, but that just kind of messes up a lot of things. I don't know, man. That's rough. That's actually really rough. I wonder if you probably do have to end up using a starter deck, but then you're gonna be chunking down off of some of your stats. Oh no. I'm gonna have to tell the rest of the guild about this, y'all. Oh yeah, I'm not. That's not fun. Yeah, that's not fun at all, man. That is not fun. Oh man. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up here, y'all. I'm tired. That was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Datamine. Sorry about that at the end. That just this game just, it frustrates you, man. It really does. You try to have fun. And obviously the Monstrology cards weren't intended to be used that way. It's funny because it's funny because I saw it in all the guides and stuff like that. Like, oh, just stack up your deck with Monstrology. And I always had a sinking feeling. I'm like, that's probably not what it's used for, quite honestly. And I kept saying to myself, like, there has to be a new solution to when this does get patched or at least figured out. Because, that just makes it like 10 times harder, dude. Alright, I'm done. Peace out.